everyone. Welcome to this episode of the Live Well Kitsap Thrive Podcast. We are sitting here in this gorgeous place at Lisa Stirrett's Creative Warriors Studio on Silverdale Way in Silverdale, Washington, in Kitsap County. So if you are beyond the walls of Kitsap County, we encourage you to come visit this place. We are so grateful to Lisa Stirrett, the owner. We are so thrilled to be in this space and to be around such beautiful art. And I'm super excited for you to get to know our guest today. Sitting next to me is Deanna O'Neal with Ki Financial. And I am so looking forward to picking her brain and to getting to learn more about her and have you get to learn more about who she is and what she does and how it can benefit you. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So happy to have you here. I have the official bio. So we're going to get official here. So I am going to introduce you appropriately, properly, because that's how we do things around here. Deanna O'Neal is an accredited financial counselor, financial advisor, financial planner, and investment advisor. Might be just easier to say anything financial. This woman does it so much quicker. She has been a financial educator for more than 23 years. She has a bachelor's degree in accounting, finance, and business management. She started her career in the corporate financial sector as a commodities trading broker. Oh, I bet that wasn't any stress going on there. Later, she transitioned to the nonprofit realm, providing military members and their families with financial literacy education before establishing her private practice coaching firm, which is Ki, spelled K-I, but pronounced Key, which I think is so cool. We'll talk more about that. She started that in 2021. She helps people achieve a better understanding of their financial picture and helps them create a path forward to financial independence. Again, welcome and thank you so much for being here. I know you're so busy, so just getting you away from everything and everyone else for these short few minutes is really fantastic. So thank you again.
Of course. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Let's start out with a little game because we like games, people like games, and it's a way to just, get to know you just a little bit. So are you game for that?
Do I have a choice?
Pun intended. I mean, you can say no because it's not like,
It's fun. Let's do it.
It's fun. Let's do it. Okay. The only rule in this game is no thinking. It's the one and only time that we're saying don't think about your answer. Just go with your gut, first instinct. Just put it out there. And there's no judgment.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Sure.
Are you ready? Drum roll.
Why not?
Drum roll. Would you rather, if you had to choose only one thing, would you rather be the choreographer in a dance production or be a dancer?
Dancer.
So you'd rather be dancing?
I would rather be dancing. I enjoy the choreography a lot, but it involves a lot more thinking.
Yes.
And it's not as much just freedom.
Yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I think it's so cool that not only are you like so brainy in the world of finance, but like you're a dancer. Like how freaking cool is that? Like it's so amazing. I'm in awe. I'm absolutely in awe. I just love it. I wish we had like 2 hours where I could pick your brain. But we don't. Okay, next up. Would you rather speak to an audience of 1,000 people on managing finances well and be paid $10, or speak to 10 people and be paid $10,000?
Well,
a lot of tens in there.
A lot of tens when you start thinking about it. 10, 10, 10. It's interesting because I think I would almost rather the larger group just because I could make a bigger impact.
Yes.
And that really, just being able to speak in front of a crowd, I don't think my biggest has been 1,000. I have spoken in front of several crowds of several hundred.
Yeah.
And it takes sometimes that much to find the ones who really get it.
Yep. Yep. And when you're speaking, you can always look out of the audience and see who's really interested and who's really engaged, and who's just like, oh, I guess I have to be here.
Absolutely.
So it's really fun because I've done some public speaking as well, and it's like when you get people that are like engaged, doesn't that just like make your day?
A little anecdote on that is, I spoke at a national symposium last year. I also spoke again I guess it would be last year, 2025. But someone came up to me at the one in November this year, and they said, I saw you at the 2024 one, and it resonated with me so much that I just wanted to say hi. I wanted to see what you were presenting again.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so it sticks with people.
That is so awesome. And isn't that like why we do what we do?
Exactly.
Right? To change lives and help people see there's a different way forward, especially in their financial world.
Absolutely.
Okay, one more. Would you rather never be able to wear pink again or not be able to dance again?
I'd rather give up the pink.
You'd rather give up the pink?
Actually, it's funny because I think I had a fear of pink until I was about 30. Because my mother doused me in so much pink when I was a kid, because I was the third child. I have 2 older brothers. And so she had a little girl and thought it was fantastic. So everything was pink. So if you asked teenage me to wear pink, I would say, maybe like, not in nice terms. Absolutely not.
Right.
I would have been I wore a lot of other colors, but a lot of black as well, because most teenagers do.
And look at like how this has come sort of full circle back around. And now you're like wearing it. And almost every time I see you, it's either pink or purple or some combo of pink and purple, or maybe like a little blue in there. But I just love that you just have this like, I'm here. And it's so cool.
I mean, I do try to blend into crowds, but it just doesn't work.
No. We're not even going to go there. Okay, so we want to know you more. We are in this new place. It's a new era for the Well Kitsap Thrive podcast. And so we have a couple new segments. And because when I think of community, I think of like people gathering and like Zach had mentioned earlier, like people of all ages gathering and coming together. And one of the things that came to mind recently is when people gather, there's usually food or beverages. And since Well Kitsap is all about community and we're all about healthy living, I thought it would be really fun if we add this Good Eats segment. So because I want you comfy and in essence, this is community right here, right now, I brought a couple things. So would you like to try? We have oat eggnog, we have potato lentil soup, and we have dark chocolate. What do you prefer today?
Oh, probably the dark chocolate.
Everyone's going for the dark chocolate. Okay, and because we want you to feel special, we have the special napkin for you to have your chocolate in. And I'm sure I washed my hands at some point in the last, 5 or 6 days. So there you go. So this is dark chocolate. This is JoJo's from Costco, which is dark chocolate that I love. I mentioned last episode that, chocolate gets this bad rap, but the reality is dark chocolate is really good for us. High in antioxidants, just makes us happy, just kind of spurs on those endorphins. And tell me thumbs up or thumbs down on the chocolate.
It's really good. I'm not usually a big nut fan.
So it's really good that I didn't kill you with this because I forgot to mention if you have. Good job, Lesli.
There's no avocado in it, right?
No avocado.
Good.
But I'm like, oh wait, there's nuts. I should probably be asking people, do you have any nut allergies? So I'm just glad I didn't kill you or Zach. We're off to a really good start. Because that would be bad on so many levels. Bad for the podcast, bad for you, just bad all the way around. So now that I know you're going to live, would you give that a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Probably a thumbs up. It's good.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love dark chocolate.
I love dark chocolate. Okay. In keeping with that spirit of thumbs up or thumbs down, I'm going to ask you just a couple little questions, and then we're going to dive into you and your story.
Okay.
Okay. So in keeping with thumbs up or thumbs down, What are your thoughts? Again, not a lot of thinking. So we're going to turn off that prefrontal cortex. People saving 10% of each and every paycheck. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
You say not a lot of thinking. The problem is my first thought is, what are they saving for?
Oh.
Because it's important to save, but it's important to have purpose for your saving.
I love that. So I told Zach there's none of this because that's hitchhiking. So you got to either do the thumbs up or the thumbs down. So which direction are we going?
I encourage saving, but it's saving for. It's saving and. There needs to be a purpose, because if we don't have a purpose for anything, we don't do it.
100% agree on that. Absolutely. You've got to know, why am I doing this? The why is often the motivator.
Absolutely.
Right? So if we just make a rule, but we don't have our why we're doing this, we're likely to not really succeed or stick with it.
Well said.
Okay, moving on. Starting to invest after age 55. Thumbs up.
It's never too late to start investing.
Oh, I love that.
It is never too late. The only time that you can't start investing was yesterday.
I love that. I love that. Because I have talked to people, they're like, oh, I should have done it 20 years ago. I'm too old. And I'm like, do you have breath and a pulse?
Exactly. It's really about looking towards your future. Everybody needs a chance to look towards their future. Does that mean you have the same strategies? No. But it means that you can do something about it.
Okay.
You can invest for 1 year. You can invest for 5 years. Nobody's at life. I mean, not nobody, but we have a lot of life after 55.
Hopefully. I mean, that's part of why Well Kitsap is here, to help people have a lot of life after 55, right? With our messages of eating well and holistic health and all the resources. So yes, that is a big part of why we exist. Okay, love that answer. Let's sort of segue over to you. You are a woman in the financial world. I'm guessing there was a day where there were not a lot of women in the financial world. I feel like I know more now than I knew like 10 or even 15 years ago. So give us some background. What is your origin story? Like, were you like 3 and you were like playing banker and you're like, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life? Like, how did this come about?
Well, it's interesting when you start piecing it together. We can all figure out where it came from.
Yeah.
But just to let everybody know, when I started college, I was a music, dance, theater major.
No surprise.
So that's what I wanted to do. That's where I wanted to be. I wanted to be a performer. But then, of course, this is the accountant and finance in me saying, the odds of actually making it are really slim. I need to do something that can pay my rent. That's really what
I don't want to be a starving dancer for the rest of my life.
So
that makes sense.
It's really trying to figure that out. So I started taking business classes because I was going to go into IT because it was the 90s and that's what everybody was doing.
Yeah.
I took accounting. It clicked.
Oh my gosh.
And it was like, I couldn't understand why it didn't click for everybody else. And it just clicked. And it's like, why did that click? Well, I mean, take 10 years prior to that, I was actually managing my mother's finances because it never made sense to her.
10 years prior, you were managing your mom's finances. That's impressive.
She didn't understand.
Okay.
And so I was watching and observing, and everything that she would do, I'd be like questioning, wondering exactly what's going on. So it kind of makes sense in retrospect.
Yeah.
But it really was.
That was like your trial run.
Yeah. And so in college, I decided to declare my accounting major. And they're all like, oh, you should be in finance. You should be in finance. I said, well, I'm this close to an accounting degree. They're like, it's fine. You can be in finance.
I don't know why, but listening to you talk, I have this vision of you like dancing across a stage while you're like talking about money. Because I feel like there's got to be a way where those two things intersect. Maybe, I don't know, maybe like your next like public, speaking engagement, you can just wear all pink and like dance across the stage. I mean, that would make you even more memorable than you already are. And you get to do both things that you really love. You could be like the dancing financial investment coach, person, educator. That bio is really long, so I can't get it.
I dressed up as a financial fairy for Halloween one year. So
well, there you go. I love that. Okay, so talk to us about has there ever been a point where you're like, oh, why did I do this? Like, I could be dancing, or like, is this something you're still passionate about? I think is what I'm really asking.
yes, I am still passionate about it. Are there days? Everybody has bad days.
Everybody
has bad clients. Everybody has bad experiences.
Yep.
I mean, some of the experiences that led me to starting my own firm were, being laid off. That's no fun.
That's a good motivator.
Yeah, nobody really likes that. When your entire department they're like, we're just getting rid of your entire department.
Yeah,
You're going,
no, that's not
so who's going to
pleasant.
manage? Like, business management will manage that. We're going, okay.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, exactly.
But it really is this beautiful, like I like to say, when one door closes, another opens, right? But when you're in that valley, in that like precise moment, you're like, oh, this sucks.
It does.
But then a little time passes and you're like, okay, right? Like I'm going to be resilient and I'm going to just figure out what's next.
Well, it's true. Like you mentioned a little bit ago, there aren't that many women. There still aren't to this day.
There's not enough.
In the financial professional world, especially in financial advisory, it's about 20%.
Is that all it
is? That's it. It used to, when I first started, it was about 15%. So we're making headway.
Wow.
But it's interesting because I remember at the first firm I worked at, I was accused of being a secretary a lot. And I'm like, no, I'm part of the team. And it was interesting because we were a unique team. Commodities, it was its own little thing. And we were in the we always say down in the basement. But really, we're on the first floor away from a lot of the other traditional stockbrokers.
Okay.
But it was, it was a man's world.
So how did you deal with that? I mean, emotionally, I'm thinking that has to be pretty deflating.
It can be. I mean, sometimes you're like, no, I'm actually placing the trades. I have my, license and all this. And they're like, oh, okay, well, you're not wearing a suit. I'm like, well, on our team, we wear button-up shirts. We don't have to wear suits. We don't have to look exactly like everybody else. But it is the structure. The structure can lead to kind of choking. Because it is just so rigid.
Yeah.
I wasn't able, if I had tried to do this hairstyle then, that would definitely have been very, very frowned upon.
Yeah.
Because you're expected to look a different way. As an example, I had to get an exception to the dress code policy when I was pregnant with my son to wear tennis shoes. My feet didn't fit any other shoes.
We could have, right, of course. I feel like we could have a whole other conversation.
But it's an exception to policy.
Yeah.
Because they don't have policy written for women. And
which is just,
and
it's just like, like mind blowing that people assume because you're a woman and you're not in a suit that you're the secretary, and then all the hoops you would have to go through to just be a woman in the financial world and be pregnant. I really hope, I mean, I know your son, so I know roughly how old he is. I really hope things have gotten a lot better.
I hope so.
Since then.
But it's definitely encouraged me as I was looking back at different firms. It's one of the main reasons that I really chose to start my own and go independent, because I can call the shots and I can look how I look. And I love it because it's me. I get to be me, and it actually helps me filter. If you want to work with me, great. This is who I am.
Right.
I have decades of knowledge and experience. But if this offends you, well, then it probably wouldn't be
I'm not your person.
Yeah.
And isn't it lovely to just be self-employed and have that option to be like, no, thank you. I don't want to work with you. This isn't a good fit. And to be able to say that confidently and know your value and your worth is huge.
It took a long time, but definitely I appreciate it every day. And that's what I love showing example to people in our community, to obviously my family, my son, just saying this is who you need to be yourself.
Exactly. So Deanna, I know you work with women, you coach and educate business owners, military families. Tell me who like describe someone and where they're at that would be motivated to call you to say something in my financial world needs to be different. Like who else is the type of person, and what is their situation that would cause them to reach out for any of your services?
I can kind of give you two examples because my services, and I do run two separate companies, and that's something to be very important about, is I am an investment advisor representative and financial advisor. I also run a financial coaching company.
Which is great, which I appreciate, by the way. And full disclosure, I love being one of your clients because, I have like 100 different questions and I love learning about all things, whether it's, investing or, the stock market, and you've been instrumental in increasing my financial literacy, which I'm super stoked about. So I want to just put that out there as you answer that.
So one of my clients that really stands out to me is someone that she kind of works in an alternative lifestyle business.
Okay.
And she has her own unique look, and that's, she does actually really well for herself.
Awesome.
But she felt that when she went into a lot of firms, that she was talked down to. She felt, as she told me personally, that she felt stupid because she should know this stuff, and why doesn't she? But she also felt like they didn't treat her business serious.
Okay.
And so she was very, very frustrated. She's like, I want to do something. I know there's things I need to do. I just don't know what to do.
Right.
And so she was referred to me by a mutual friend.
Love that.
And I am helping her grow and change. And she's going to be opening a new business soon and all these different things. And it's all these steps along the way.
I love that.
Because anytime she has a question, I answer the questions. And it's about helping her understand what it is and taking her. Of course she works. She is a serious person. She has the ability to understand that. So I think that's really important. I love working with individuals like that who just feel like they don't fit the traditional mold.
Yeah.
Because there's no such thing as a traditional mold.
I was going to say, what is that and who gets to define it?
Exactly. But really, there's a few others. Actually, I have a couple who came to me a year before they're going to retire, which everybody's like, and they even said, oh, it's too late. It's too late. I'm like, well, let's figure out if you can do it and what it's going to look like.
Right.
And that process has been going for several years.
Awesome.
And just showing them, actually, this is what you have. Now, if you had started planning, it could have been different.
Sure.
But you can plan for now.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, okay. And it's like the breath of fresh air. And that really just made a difference.
What I really hear is like, you can work with people that are younger. You can work with women in particular who feel like they're not being taken seriously at a traditional financial firm. People who think it's too late. We didn't plan, we didn't save, we didn't invest. It's like, you're not only in the financial business, but honestly, what I'm hearing is you're like in the hope business.
Oh, absolutely. Well, in the coaching clients I've worked with, I have some where it takes several sessions before we can even talk about their financial situation.
Yeah.
Because there's so much baggage associated with it. And we take the time and we talk through it. And I have seen people just learn to develop a good relationship with money. And that's really the most important thing is if you want to live a healthy life, part of living well is having a good relationship with money.
So I love that. I completely agree. How often do you think it's a factor that people bring in their family of origin experiences and messaging, right? So think about people who grew up in a family where a parent was constantly saying, we don't have enough, or no, you can't have that. We can't afford it. How and to what degree do you think that shapes their attitudes, their mindset, their feelings, their emotions around money?
100% of the time.
Yeah.
Every single person has some kind of mindset and feelings about money.
Yeah.
And most of us don't realize that we actually generate our financial mindset by age 7. Because we're observing, we're watching our parents.
Yep.
And it's how we choose. And there are choices in life on what we can do with it.
Right.
And there are people who've been able to develop, and there are people who maybe don't as much. And people think, well, you obviously had a great childhood growing up and you must have been taught all this by your parents.
You're like,
and the answer is no. Like I mentioned before, I managed my mother's finances.
Yeah.
We lived in a very bad situation. There are things that have helped me and I become resolved that I will never live like that.
Good for you.
Because I wanted to learn.
Yeah.
But I took from that a very different thing than maybe my brothers took. And we were in the same household.
Of
and
course.
I see that all the time.
Different people.
And so it's a factor. It's figuring out what's getting in your way. What is keeping you from becoming the best you, which means having money work for you, having it do things for you rather than you slaving away just for money.
I absolutely love what I'm hearing because as a mental health professional, when I work with couples and I see and I hear this, And as we kind of peel the layers away of the onion and start getting to some root issues, money is often a root issue. And it's not, of course, the money per se, it's what we're talking about. It's the emotion around money. It's the learning and the conditioning around money. And if you're partnered, we know without any doubt that partner had their own learning, modeling, and conditioning that was probably radically different from yours. And no wonder there's a whole bunch of this, right? There's tension, there's distress. So how do people get a hold of you? How do they find you besides the Live Well Kitsap site? You're in our financial well-being category, livewellkitsap.com/finances. I think it's finances, or is it financial?
That's a good question.
I should know that. I'm going to check that out. But one or the other, or you could just go to the nav bar and click on Explore Wellbeing in Kitsap and scroll and see the financial category. But how else can people find you? This is such important work that you are doing for people and in our community.
I mean, there's a lot of different ways. I do get referrals from a lot of people. That's really how primarily people get in touch with me.
Yeah.
But I do have a website, of course. It's kifinancial.life. That's KIfinancial.life.
KIfinancial.life.
It's about living.
I love that.
People can send me an email. They can text. They can find me on LinkedIn. I'm on the socials. I don't post much, but I'm everywhere. It's always at Deanna O'Neal, AFC, the accredited financial counselor. And, I also am listed on that site as well. So, there's a lot of different ways.
That's
but
awesome.
Honestly, word of mouth is one of the best because I find that the people I help send other people to me.
Exactly. Okay, so we have 2 super quick segments to lead us towards closing this out. Your next move. So personally or professionally, what's next for you? Maybe something new you're doing in your business, a new service, a new place you're going to be presenting, or it could be personally, because I know you've been in a lot of plays and a lot of dance productions. So pick one, personal or professional. What is your next move?
Well, personal. I'll let you know. I auditioned for something last night, so I don't know yet.
That's exciting.
It is fun. It keeps me.
I love going to your stuff. I'm like, I know her. Look at her. The one with the hair. Look at her. I know her. She's awesome.
So professionally, it's really about streamlining. But of course, this year I am offering different packages with the coaching, just to help people really dive in. And I even have like an annual package so people can decide how to get services that aren't necessarily structured in the same way that I do traditionally with hour-long sessions.
Okay, so there's options is what I'm hearing. Because different people need different things.
Absolutely.
So that is fantastic that you have that flexibility to be like, we can go this route or this route. What do you need?
Exactly.
That's amazing. Okay, so brand new segment that we're doing right now, and it won't take long at all. And the new segment is called Just One Thing. Just one thing. If you would think of just one thing that people could do differently in their financial world to move them in the right or a better direction, realizing people are in all different places in their financial world, but thinking broadly, what would just be your advice for just one small step, just one thing they can do differently to move them in a better direction financially?
Absolutely. Really one of those, it's small, but it's not small.
Yeah.
It can be incredibly helpful, whether you have very limited finances or a lot of finances.
Yeah.
You need to know where your money is and where it's going. You need to track your spending. You need to track it. In this digital age, it's getting easier and easier to not pay attention to it.
Yep.
And it's easier and easier to get in trouble because we're not paying attention to it. If you know what it's doing, you know how to guide it.
And how often should people revisit that?
When they're starting, I suggest on a weekly basis, but on a monthly basis at least, and really just pay attention.
Yeah.
The more you know, I mean, I think back to the whole PS public service announcement when we were a kid, the more you know. But
I remember that.
The more you
know.
Exactly. The more you know about your money, the better you can control it, the better you can, like I said, guide it. It's about guiding it. If you don't have a clue what it's doing, it's stomping all over you.
Exactly. And like if compounding interest is going in the wrong direction because you have like all this credit card debt or you don't understand compounding interest, you would definitely want to speak with this woman. But then if you're investing, then compounding interest is going in the right direction.
And there are resources to make sure that you're getting the best that you can. Now, of course, there's always risk involved in things, but having good guidance is really important.
It really
but just
matters.
pay attention to it. Know what it's doing.
Yeah.
If I could teach more of our young people to do that, that'd be great.
That would absolutely be great. This has been absolutely amazing. I love hearing more about your origin story because I didn't realize you were like doing your mom's finances essentially when you were a kid, and then realize, oh, maybe I need a more practical track when you got to college, and yet you're still dancing and still doing the things you love. And to me, that's like a successful life. And I just feel so blessed to know you and to be able to utilize your services. Thank you so much for being here and being our awesome, amazing pink guest. And I'm gonna look for opportunities to come hear you speak. And if there's an opportunity for you to dance and teach
at the same time,
and talk on finances, like I'm all over that.
That'd be
So
fun.
yeah, I think it would be fun.
Well,
Keep me posted.
I will.
If you like what's happening with the Live Well Kitsap Thrive podcast, please like, subscribe, comment, tell your neighbors, tell your friends. If you want to know more about Deanna O'Neal and Ki Financial, you can go to livewellkitsap.com / I think it's financial. Could be finance. I really should know that. So anyway, but you can find her either way. You can just scroll down. Those 8 categories is how we funnel all of our well-being businesses. And financial well-being is a pretty important piece of our overall health and well-being. So I love knowing that you're in this community. Thank you again for being here. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, we want your engagement, your participation. Let us know what you think. Let us know who else you want us to bring on, what other topics you're interested in, because the Live Well Kitsap Thrive podcast is your podcast. Doesn't belong to me, it's your podcast. And we're so glad to be here. Please tune in for our next episode. We are launching those episodes every other Wednesday morning on YouTube. And we just appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us. So thank you again. Thank you to Lisa Stirrett for allowing us to use this amazing space. And our signature sign off, life is short, so live it well so you can thrive. Thank you so much for being here. Take care. Be well.